Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we'll be reading out another one of today's patent patents, and we'll enjoy the time together. And I will. Today we have a patent. It appears to be US 908A. We're looking forward to it. I certainly am. I hope you are. Here we go. Now, United States Patent Office. Peter Alverson of New Haven, Connecticut. Spring Dryat for bumper for railroad cars. Specification of letters. Patent number 903, dated September 8, 1836. To all whom it may concern, be it known that I, Peter Alverston of New Haven, in the county of New Haven, in the state of Connecticut, have invented a new and useful improvement in the mode or method of attaching railroad cars to each other and to the moving power of by means of machinery, hereinafter described. The object of my invention is to prevent loath jerk, usually experienced in the first movement of connected cars, and the jar occasioned by the concussion when suddenly stopped. This has been attempted in various ways. My improvement consists in interposing elastic chains or spring drafts and dampers, both made with strong spiral springs, as hereinafter described, thereby preventing or greatly lessening the effect both of the jerk to zero and OT, the concussion. Conscian. To enable others skilled in the art to make and use my improvement, I describe the same as follows. First, the elastic chain or spring draft 251 make thus. On the top of the front crossbar or draft bar of the carriage bed of the car, I attach firmly a strong box of cast iron, about 12 inches long, 6 wide and 3 deep, as seen in the accompanying drawings. Figure 1, A. Recipients, the front cross or drawbar. B. The box attached. This box is connected with the crossbar of the bed next in the rear, as seen at C, by 2 rods or bars of iron about 1 inches in diameter and about 3 feet long, as seen at D. D. Figs 1 and 3, one end of each rod being screwed into the box B with a firm thread, and the other end passing through the rear crossbar, where it is secured by a head or nut. These rods lie horizontally about 10 inches apart. Between these outside rods I place another 2 rods or bars E of the same dimensions with the others, which extend through the box in front and through a firm movable front plate F, in which they are made fast, and at the other end these rods pass through a follower G, and are made fast in that. The follower G is a firm bar of iron about 12 inches long, 2 inches broad, and of an inch thick, having holes near each end to embrace and freely slide upon the 2 outside rods. Between this follower G and the box B on the front bar, all the rods are armed with strong spiral springs, made of wire number 3 or 4 for common use. Made of wire 3 or 4, my mistake there, for common use, wound to play easily on the rods, as seen Fig 11 H. These springs are a little compressed when put in place, and should admit of a further compression of about 1/3 of their length, as seen Fig 3 11 H. 2 middle rods are placed about 3 inches apart to give room for the lever or lever, depending on your particular passions on that word, to give room for the lever of the brake to pass up between them. At the centre of the movable front plate F, I attach a firm hook to receive the connecting chain of the cars as seen at X in Fig 3. I should have had a drink. Should I get a drink now? No. The machinery thus described I call an elastic chain or spring draft, and is attached to the front of each car in the manner substantially as specified, and another similar in all respects is also attached to the rear of all the cars in a train, thereby doubling the effect on each car. The spring draft may be made with one or more rods and springs, but for passenger cars I prefer 4, as above described. These in either form are usually covered by a case of thin boards to protect them from the weather, as seen in Fig 2 and Fig 1 and Fig 2, represent 8O the cars connected. I should have got myself a drink. We'll just have a short intermission here, ladies and gentlemen. One moment.
We now return to Cthulhu and Hopkins. Hello, all. It is me, Hopkins, the assistant to the great detective Cthulhu. And here are what we did. It was a Tuesday morning, and we was in the drawing room, and it was to proceed one of our most perplexing cases of all, the mystery of the disappearing bullet. It was then that we received a letter, and Cthulhu read it, and this is what happened. Sorry, Detective Cthulhu, what is it that you've got in the letter? And he said, oh, so it's unrelated to whatever case we're about to get. As it turns out, not all communications are thematically relevant. Anyway, it was then that we received the case of the disappearing bullet. See, there was this kind of long tube, and there was a bullet in there before, and then there wasn't, and also there was a dead body. So Cthulhu did his detectiving, and he went to the scene of the crime. We'll go now to that. Wow, Cthulhu, the bullet sure isn't there anymore, and there's that dead governor as well. Murder, do you think? Well, when you put it like that, it seems almost reasonable, Cthulhu. So, what should we do? Look for evidence? Yeah, that sounds good. So I'll look around on the floor and stuff, and then you can have the camera go up close to your face as you make a discovery. You found something? What is it? The bullet? Where was it? You're trying to tell me that the bullet is what killed this here man that's dead? Oh, so the bullet didn't disappear at all. It was in the tube, and then someone hid it in the back, and then that's how weapons of this kind work. And who was it, do you think, that did it? Do you think it's the guy holding the gun? Yeah, right, you're nicked, sunshine. And that was the case of the disappearing bullet. Do check, and next week we'll have another of the exciting adventures of Cthulhu and Hopkins. Way!
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. I have drunk a little drink, and I feel much better about the mouth moistness of my mouth. And we'll continue from where we were. Secondly, the bumpers. These are elastic cushions attached in the usual manner to the front and rear drawbars of the carriage bed of each car, one on each side of the connecting chain, so that the cushions on the connected cars will meet face to face in concussion. These cushions or bumpers, so called, I make about 9 inches square on the top and 6 inches thick. I make them go elastic by spiral springs made of wire of the same size and wound in the same manner as those used for the draft, and are so wound as to expand the length of about 10 inches and may be compressed till brought home 1/2 the length. I usually place. This is a not standardised thing. You really want standardisation, ladies and gentlemen. So you really want. I usually place 5 of these springs in each cushion, viz., 1 at each corner and 1 in the centre. They are held in place by entering holes made for that purpose in the opposing faces of firm loo blocks of wood about 21 inches thick, 9 inches long, and 6 broad. Into these blocks I bore holes 2 inches deep, and of a size to freely admit the end of the spring, as seen in the drawings at K. The front of the 105 block, the front of the 105 front block I arm with a plate of iron covering the hole to give it strength. It's a hole with a W there. The parts are put together thus. I interpose the springs between the blocks, entering the ends into the opposing holes. I then compress 110 the springs an inch or 2 to give firmness to the cushion, and I secure the parts in 9-place BV strips or bands of firm webbing nailed to the blocks. Entering the ends into the opposing holes, I'll then cover the whole with a leathern case, interposing a handful of curled hair between the front plate and 8 the leather for its protection. The whole is then nailed and made fast to the drawbar of the carriage as seen as 4, L9, Fig 1 and Fig 2. Springs thus set are equally compressible within the supporting blocks as are without, and being thus supported and held in place, form a more durable elasticity, a better protection, and less liable to get out of place than any form of bumper heretofore used. I've done something to my microphone there. I apologise there. The operation of this machinery is as follows. When the train of cars are all connected, the tendency of the machinery is to bring the cars nearby to close contact when at rest. When the power of the locomotive is applied, it operates at first upon the elastic chains or spring draft, and they yieldingly gradually, as seen in 908 in Fig 3, prevent a jerk. In like manner, when the forward cars are checked or stop, the elasticity of the bumpers soften the blow and shock of concussion better than any mode heretofore used. I do not claim as my invention spiral. Right, well, I hope you've enjoyed that. I haven't got much to say here because it's one of the most legible ones we've read so far. It's quite self-explanatory there, and I hope you do enjoy, and do of course leave your opinions